They told you the world is fair, that if you're good, you win, that people will treat you how you treat them. It was a script designed to make you digestible, predictable, harmless. And now, you wake up every day wondering why life feels like a cage. You were programmed, not raised. They didn't teach you to think, they taught you to obey, to fold your ambition under politeness, to smile when you're angry, to apologize for wanting more. They made you a servant and called it morality. The truth? No one cares how good you are. They care what you can do, what you control, what you command. That's why the liars rise and the meek bleed. Because power doesn't reward purity, it rewards precision, ruthlessness, leverage. But they knew that if you ever figured this out, you'd stop asking for permission, you'd stop playing their games, you'd build your own. So they buried it, deep, behind school bells, behind guilt, behind the lie that says, wanting power makes you evil, it makes you awake. Look, this isn't about turning into a villain, it's about reclaiming the weapon they took from you, your edge, your fire, your war mode, because the nice guy dies broke, and the obedient man dies bitter. But the man who knows the game rewrites it. So stop waiting to be chosen. Stop shrinking to make others comfortable. The world doesn't respect soft hands, it respects scars. Strategy. Silence. Let them call you cold. Let them call you arrogant. They only say that because they can't use you anymore. Burn this into your skull. You were not born to serve. You were not built to kneel. You were made to bend reality around your will. But first, you have to kill the lie you were raised on. Strip it, burn it, spit on the ashes. And if you're still here, comment, "I do not kneel." Let them know you woke up. Number 1, no one is coming to save you. You keep waiting for the right moment, the right support, the perfect conditions, like someone's going to show up and hand you permission to become powerful. But no one's coming. Not your family, not your friends, not the world. You're on your own, and that's your greatest advantage. Because the second you accept that no one's coming to rescue you, you stop begging and you start building. You stop explaining and you start executing. That moment, when the boy dies and the weapon wakes up, that's when the world finally shuts the hell up and listens. But it only happens when you stop expecting fairness from a battlefield. You weren't born into a kingdom, you were dropped into a war zone. Nobody gives a damn about your excuses. The market doesn't care you're tired. Women don't care you're nice. The world doesn't care you tried your best. It responds to force, to dominance, to action without apology. You want respect? Earn it with scars. You want power? Rip it out of the system's cold, dead hands. Stop venting. Start maneuvering. Stop hoping. Start hitting. Every second you spend waiting is a second you could have been becoming untouchable. There is no cavalry, no secret mentor, no magic break, just you and the decision to go full beast. And once you choose it, once you decide you'll burn every bridge that leads back to weakness, nothing can stop you. Not rejection, not betrayal, not fear. This world eats men who hesitate, who whine, who wait for signs, but it bows to the man who moves like he's already won. That's who you're becoming, not the victim of your life, the architect of it. Cold hands, clear eyes, unshakable presence. So burn the fallback plan, kill the safety net, adopt the mindset. If I don't build it, I die poor. That's it. That's the standard now. Harsh? Good, because you were not meant to survive. You were meant to dominate. Comment it. I do not kneel. Say it like a threat. Number 2, weaponize your mind. Your mind is either a weapon or a prison. There is no in-between, and if you don't train it, someone else will, to serve them. Look around. Most men aren't thinking. They're reacting, consuming, obeying, living inside scripts written by people 10 steps ahead. That ends now. Machiavelli didn't write for cowards. He wrote for killers in silk robes, for men who understood that morality is a tool, not a leash. You want to rise? Learn to see life like a strategist. Every face is a mask, every favor is a debt, every smile is a test, and every weakness is a lever. Stop playing checkers in a world ruled by chess. You need to learn how people move, what they fear, what they desire. where they're blind. Because the man who studies patterns owns people. Think like a general, not a beggar. Track, analyze, move. With precision, not emotion. You were taught to feel everything. Now you learn to calculate, not how do I feel, but what's the angle, not is this fair, but how do I win? This is not cruelty, this is clarity. Cold minds build empires, emotional men build regrets. And here's the real twist. The most dangerous men aren't loud, they're silent. While the room talks, they observe. While others celebrate, they prepare. While the naive chase attention, they gather leverage. Be that man, quiet, tactical, lethal, smile with a blade behind your back. You're not here to be liked. You're here to become unpredictable. That's what makes you untouchable. They can't read what they can't control. And once they can't control you, they start fearing you. That's your advantage. You don't need to fight. You just need to think 10 moves ahead. So start today. Study influence, study power, study silence. Become so aware, so calculating, so mentally sharp that stepping to you feels like walking into a trap, because once your mind becomes a weapon, your enemies stop becoming a threat. Comment, I do not kneel. Because now you understand, every king was once a quiet, dangerous student. Number 3, the world is not fair. Use that. Fairness is a bedtime story for slaves. The world is not fair. It's tilted, rigged, brutal. The people who win aren't the best. They're the boldest, the smartest, the most calculated. And if you're still whining about justice, you're already losing. Winners adapt, losers complain. You want life to be fair? Then you haven't understood life. The lion doesn't ask the gazelle if it's ready. The conqueror doesn't ask for permission. Fair is a fiction, a control mechanism. They told you fairness matters, so you'd stay in line while they rigged the game and raked in the power. The moment you accept this, you unlock something lethal. Permission to use everything, every cheat, every flaw, every loophole. They taught you to fight clean while they stacked the deck. Now you fight smart. No guilt, no shame, no mercy for systems built to keep you small. Stop expecting equal treatment, expect resistance, expect betrayal, expect the game to hate you, but also learn to twist that hatred into hunger, into power. When you expect the knife, it doesn't cut, it confirms. And then you smile, because now you're playing their game, better than they do. Use the rules when they serve you. Break them when they don't. That's not evil, that's elite. You were never here to be fair. You were here to win. Power respects results, not righteousness. They won't remember how clean your hands were. They'll remember how strong your grip was around the throne. Here's the truth they'll never say out loud. The man who embraces unfairness starts to bend it, twist it, weaponize it. While others cry, he calculates. While others stall, he strikes. You can't be touched by a game you've outgrown. That's real control. So from now on, stop demanding justice, start demanding advantage. Ask, how can I turn this corruption into currency? That mindset, that shift, it's the difference between begging and becoming a king. Comment, I do not kneel. Because the world isn't fair, but it is usable. Number 4, control is the real currency. Forget money, forget fame. The real currency, the one every powerful man hoards, is control. Control of time, control of attention, control of options. Every weak man is broke in the same way. No control. He wakes when he's told, works where he's told, spends what he's given. He owns nothing, not even himself. The man who controls his time cannot be owned. The man who controls his emotions cannot be manipulated. The man who controls his image, his words, his energy, becomes untouchable. You think it's about how much you make? Number. It's about how much you command. Power is the ability to say no and not flinch. The most dangerous men in history weren't always loud. They weren't always rich, but they mastered leverage, strategic silence, ruthless boundaries, and they moved like shadows with knives. Every interaction was a test. Every choice was positioning. Every word a bullet, not a sentence. You're not here to be busy. You're here to be in control. Own your schedule, own your environment, own your reactions, because if they can anger you, they can guide you. If they can distract you, they can derail you. And if they can tempt you, they can trap you. Here's the tactical shift. Control is built with structure. Discipline is your fortress. Every boundary you enforce, every hour you guard, every weakness you fortify, stacks your advantage. Most men leak power. You build it, store it, weaponize it. Do not chase validation. Do not chase comfort. Build systems. Train impulse. Respect your own time so viciously that others either level up or disappear. Because when you control your space, your pace, and your presence, no one can move without your permission. They will call you selfish, cold, arrogant, good. That means it's working. That means they can't steer you anymore. And when they can't steer you, they fear you. Not because you're cruel, but because you're free. Comment, I do not kneel. Because control isn't given, it's taken. Number 5. Charm is a loaded gun. Charm is not about being liked. It's about being remembered, being felt, being followed without question. Most people think charisma is some happy accident, a gift. It's not. It's a weapon, sharpened through silence, shaped by tension, and fired with precision. When you understand that charm isn't kindness, but command masked in warmth, everything changes. Real charm starts before you even speak. It's in how you stand, how slow you move, how quiet you get when everyone else talks too much. Weak men fill silence. Dangerous men control it. Your calm disturbs them. That tension you create, that's power. It makes people lean in, unsure if you're friend or predator. Charisma is threat plus beauty. That's why people obsess over it. They feel pulled, but they don't know why. Your presence should feel like gravity, steady, silent, inescapable. You don't chase attention. You force it to orbit you. With your eyes, with your stillness, with your ability to say less, and still dominate the room. Words, you use them like knives, controlled, intentional, not fast, not flabby. Every pause is a test, every smirk is a challenge. Most men talk to connect, you talk to confuse, to suggest, to plant seeds. Charm isn't about being understood, it's about being felt. Make them addicted to the questions you don't answer. Look, being charming doesn't mean being soft. It means being studied. Your smile should feel like a game they want to play, but can't figure out. Your compliments should feel earned, not automatic. Your interest should feel rare. The second they think they've figured you out, disappear. Power lies in the unknown. You want to be magnetic? Control your rhythm. Walk slower, speak less, blink less. Let silence work for you. Most people are allergic to it, but the ones who matter, the ones who respond to dominance, will feel it in their spine. They won't even know why. That's charm, the type that owns people. And this applies everywhere. Business, romance, leadership. You don't need to be the loudest. You need to be the most calculated. The man who makes people feel like they're lucky to be chosen by him, not because he begged for their attention, but because he withheld it like a king choosing his court. You think women want a nice guy? Number, they want certainty in mystery, not over-explaining, not validation-seeking, not the man who simps for approval. They want the man who looks at them like a puzzle he could solve, but chooses not to. You want to be chaste? Be interesting. Be unshakable. Be scarce. Most of you were trained to talk your way into approval, but true charm is about listening, not to agree, but to profile. Every person gives away their insecurity if you shut up long enough. And when you know what they want, you can move them like pieces on a board. That's not manipulation. That's awareness turned into control. Charisma is a tool for war. It creates loyalty, opens doors, lowers guards, but you don't wield it like a party trick. You wield it like a sniper uses a rifle, silently, suddenly, and with purpose. Don't be charming for approval. Be charming as a setup. Every move a trap, every word a test. Become the man they can't read, the man who could be dangerous, but isn't reckless. who could be kind but doesn't need to be. They'll call you mysterious, intense. They won't realize it's discipline, study, silence. It's you understanding the room better than anyone and choosing to let them guess. Because here's the truth, control the vibe and you control the room. If your presence shifts the energy when you walk in, you're already above them. That's leadership without a title. That's status without a word. Charm is the ability to move people without touching them, power without pressure. So don't ask to be charismatic, become it. Practice restraint, master presence. Make stillness your superpower. Let your curiosity feel surgical, your laughter feel earned, and your silence feel loaded. When they say, "I don't know what it is about him," that's when you know it's working. You've become a weapon, and they're already under your influence. Comment, "I do not kneel." Because now your voice, your eyes, your presence are weapons. Number 6, kill the boy, build the emperor. You can't become a king while clinging to the boy who needed approval. He has to die, not gently, violently. You need to kill the part of you that needed praise, that chased love, that feared rejection. That version of you was necessary to survive childhood, but he's a liability now. The boy flinches, the emperor watches, the boy reacts, the emperor calculates, the boy seeks comfort, the emperor seeks power. One is emotional, one is inevitable. If you want to rise, really rise, you have to stop trying to be liked. You have to stop trying to be saved. This isn't about becoming cold, it's about becoming clear. You have a mission now. Weakness is no longer a quirk. It's a threat to the empire you're building. Kill the softness, burn the confusion. You need to move like every decision is life or death, because it is. You think people respect vulnerability. Number. They exploit it. You think they'll give you space to grow. They'll suffocate you. The world does not stop for your healing. So do it under pressure, in silence, alone. And when you emerge, don't be better. Be unrecognizable. Emperors are not born. They're forged in solitude, in betrayal, in calculated isolation. You need to be able to walk alone, build alone, burn alone, and not break. That's what makes you sovereign. That's what makes you inevitable. The boy sought safety. The emperor creates it. They will say you've changed. You're damn right. You traded softness for strategy. You traded whining for war. You gave up being understood to become respected. That is the tax of power, and you will pay it gladly. You don't need to be a hero. You need to be a builder of kingdoms. Carve yourself out of iron. Speak with weight. Move with meaning. Sit still like a throne was made for you, and let your presence say what your words no longer have to. Comment, "I do not kneel, because the boy is dead." And now, the emperor is rising. Number 7, make fear your bodyguard. Fear was never your enemy. It was your advisor, but you treated it like a prison. You let it cage you, control you, own you. But fear is not the chains on your ankles. It's the armor you refuse to wear. Every man feels fear. The difference is what he does with it. Weak men freeze, strong men forge. You're about to make fear work for you. Most people run from fear because they think it means stop. But fear doesn't mean stop. It means pay attention. It's a signal, a warning, a weapon. The animal in your chest telling you, something's coming. Prepare. But you were taught to suppress it, to feel shame for it. They told you to numb it, and you believed them. You were trained to interpret fear as failure, as proof you're not ready. But here's the truth. Fear shows up right before power does. The bigger the leap, the louder the fear. That's not weakness. That's growth screaming from the other side of your comfort zone. The man who never feels fear isn't brave. He's blind, and blind men get buried. Your fear is a signal fire, not a stop sign. It's there to sharpen you, make you alert. It tells you, something here could change everything. That's not a threat, that's opportunity. But only if you stop flinching and start listening, control it, and you turn panic into prophecy. Don't fight fear, don't run from it, recruit it, make it your shadow, let it walk beside you, whispering every threat, so you stay 10 moves ahead. You want to know why killers, kings, and conquerors were feared? Because they were afraid, and they used it. Fearless men are reckless. But men who walk with fear, they're unstoppable. Imagine this. You enter the room and say nothing, but your posture says, "I've faced worse than you," in silence. Your calm is forged from chaos. You carry fear like a blade tucked inside your coat, not visible, but felt. That's power. That's presence. That's what makes people back up when you step forward. Your goal isn't to destroy fear, it's to command it. Make it report to you. Like a bodyguard, always watching, always alert. Fear says, they might betray you. Good. Now you're watching their hands, not their words. Fear says, this could fail. Good. Now you've got plan B, C, and D ready to go. You don't want to kill fear, you want to weaponize it. Let it be the reason your systems are tight. Let it be the reason your instincts are sharp. Let it be the reason you train when no one's watching. Weak men run when they feel afraid. You tighten your grip and move smarter. There is no courage without fear. There is no strategy without risk. You think the lion doesn't feel fear when it stares down a rival? Of course it does, but it doesn't cower. It postures, it shows its teeth. Because the one who flinches first loses, and you were not built to lose. Fear reveals what matters. You're afraid to speak? That means your voice is powerful. You're afraid to leave? That means your freedom is near. You're afraid to be alone? That means your next evolution is on the other side of solitude. Fear is a compass, and it always points to the mountain you need to climb. Let them be fearless fools. Let them crash. You are deliberate. You calculate risk. You listen to fear, then override it with discipline. Because discipline is what stands between panic and execution. You don't need to feel brave. You need to move anyway. That's what makes you dangerous. So next time fear whispers, don't silence it. Let it speak. Let it inform your moves, but never lead them. You're the commander now. Fear is just a scout, reporting from the front lines. And you're building a war map with every signal it gives. You don't conquer fear. You crown it. And then you make it kneel to your mission. You tell it, good, warn me, then get behind me. I'm going through anyway. That's when your enemies get nervous, because they can feel it. You're not reckless. You're aware, calm, controlled, coiled like a loaded weapon. Fear makes most men hesitate. But when you train under pressure, when you build through resistance, fear sharpens you. You become precise, poised. When the chaos hits, you're already 2 steps into your plan. Because you've already felt the fear, and you've already domesticated it. There's a difference between being afraid and being owned by fear. You are allowed to feel it, but you are never allowed to obey it. Power isn't loud, it's not flashy, it's not fearless. It's familiar with fear and chooses to move anyway. That's the only kind of courage that's real. From this moment forward, your fear is not a chain. It's a trigger. When it shows up, you smile, you nod, you say, thank you. Let's move. Because if fear is following you, it means you're heading straight toward transformation. Comment it, I do not kneel. Because now, fear walks beside you, not in front of you. Number 8. Never be their pawn again. You were someone's pawn. Admit it. You've been used, emotionally, financially, sexually, strategically. And while it burned, you swallowed it. You called it love. You called it loyalty. But it was control. They moved. You reacted. They left. You collapsed. You were a piece, not a player. And the worst part, you helped them do it. You handed over your power because you didn't want to upset anyone. You feared being alone. You thought being agreeable would protect you. It didn't. It exposed you. The pawn's mistake isn't weakness. It's trust without leverage. No one respects a man they can predict. No one fears a man they can move. From business deals to relationships, the man who reveals his full hand is the man who gets discarded the second he's no longer useful. You don't have boundaries. You have emotional debt. And they're collecting. But this is where the script flips. From now on, you never sit at a table you can't flip. No more begging for crumbs. No more over-explaining your worth. The man with power doesn't plead. He postures. You don't ask, "Do you still want me?" You look them dead in the eyes and say, "You'll never replace me." From this moment on, everything is leverage, time, attention, intimacy. You're not here to connect, you're here to control your value. That means you never give access that hasn't been earned. You never invest in a person who hasn't bled to stay, and you never, ever chase approval. They will test you, they will withdraw attention, love, support, hoping you crawl, but you don't beg. You build silence like a fortress, because silence is power. In a world of constant noise, the man who disappears becomes the one they fear. You don't react, you don't explain, you exit. You want to control a room? Control the one thing they can't take, your presence. Be the man who gives nothing for free. Not your time, not your peace, not your loyalty. Give them the taste, never the recipe. Because once they decode you, they'll dismantle you. And this isn't just about women. It's in business. It's in deals. If they think they can read you, they'll use you. If they think you need the deal, they'll rob you blind. But if you posture like you're the prize, like you can walk away without flinching, the entire dynamic tilts in your favor. Power is posture. You never say, "I'm valuable." You make them pay to find out. Speak less. Let your results talk. Let your distance talk. Because once they realize you don't need them, their tone changes. The game flips. The same people who ignored you will now adjust to you. You don't get played when you're ready to walk away from any situation that insults your standards. Relationships, business, family, doesn't matter. Love without respect is slavery. Loyalty without boundaries is suicide. From now on, your heart is guarded by standards with teeth. And when someone tests them, you cut. No debate, no closure, just cold removal. Because closure is a luxury for manipulators. They want you weak, confused, talking in circles. You walk. Your presence is a privilege, and one violation costs them everything. This is how you stop being a pawn. You build leverage before you need it. You train while they sleep. You network when you don't need favors. You stack cash so you can say no with power. Most men only build when they're desperate. You build when you're quiet. That's what makes you dangerous. Because here's the game. Everyone's manipulating. Some consciously, some unconsciously. Your job is not to be immune. Your job is to be unbreakable. When they use flattery, you see it. When they ghost, you thank them. When they betray, you upgrade. This isn't about being emotionless. It's about being calculated. You feel everything, but you choose when and where it shows. You have to become so emotionally disciplined, so psychologically bulletproof, that even betrayal doesn't shake you. It sharpens you. You want to break the cycle? Become the unpredictable one. Detach faster. Respond slower. Look at people like chess pieces, not fairy tale characters. Not everyone deserves your love. Not everyone deserves your explanation. Sometimes the strongest move is no move at all. Here's the secret. You don't win the game by forcing others to lose. You win by becoming so damn unplayable, they don't even try. They hesitate, they stutter, they adjust. Because your silence, your standards, your walkaway power make them feel exposed. And when people feel exposed, they either attack or submit. Good. Let them show their hand. Let them reveal the weakness you can later use. You're not reactive anymore. You're observing, logging, filing. Every move they make, you store it. And one day, you return the favor. The man who's been played becomes the most lethal if he doesn't stay bitter, if he studies. You've been lied to, betrayed, used. Good. You're no longer guessing. You've seen the playbook. And now you rewrite it with your rules, with your terms. The old you wanted peace. The new you wants power, and peace will follow power, not the other way around. Don't aim to be liked. Aim to be respected from a distance. The closer they get, the more they pay, emotionally, energetically, financially. Access to you is a reward, not a right. Remember, pawns wait, kings move, queens deceive, knights attack in angles. But the one who watches the board controls the whole game. That's you now, not a piece, not a pawn, but the player, calm, unshakable, and when necessary, ruthless. Comment, I do not kneel. Because the next time someone tries to play you, they'll learn the board belongs to you. Number 9. Now you are untouchable. There comes a point where you stop reacting, not because you don't feel it, but because it's beneath you. You've felt the betrayal, the disrespect, the games, and now you don't flinch, you don't chase, you don't explain, you simply cut and command silence. This is where you enter the untouchable state, not invincible, not arrogant, untouchable. That means no one owns your time, no one owns your peace, no one gets access to you without blood in the game. You're not cold, you're precise. Cold is emotional, precision is power. You used to need closure, now you close the door yourself. You used to overthink texts, overanalyze reactions, search for signs. Now you sit back and watch the room adjust to your presence. You no longer try to be seen, you build so loud they have no choice but to look up. You don't argue, you don't debate, you don't beg. Your existence is now proof. Your results speak louder than their gossip. Your silence is louder than their validation. You don't correct people, you let them misjudge you, and then you outlast them. That's dominance without movement. They want to trigger you, too late. The new you can't be moved by opinions, flattery, or attacks. You move on principle, not impulse. Your emotions serve you now, not control you. You are emotionally disciplined, mentally fortified, and physically sharp. You've become your own shield. The truly powerful don't bark. They whisper. They don't show up to everything. They make people feel the absence. You've stopped competing. You've started constructing. And every room you enter now carries the echo of, he doesn't need anything here, he chooses to be here. Untouchable men are not desperate. They don't move for attention. They move with intention. You don't show up to be liked. You show up like a sword, quiet, deadly, unreadable. And when you speak, it's not noise, it's impact. Fewer words, more presence, all control. This level isn't for everyone. Most will crumble. They'll go back to the noise, the validation, the dopamine loop of being seen. But not you. You've been through the shadows, through silence, through isolation. And you came out with eyes that see everything and need nothing. That's the ultimate advantage. You are not owned by lust, not by fear, not by money, not by opinions. You've made peace with solitude, sharpened your weaponry in private, and now you are a ghost with gravity. They feel you coming, but can't predict the shape. You've killed your need to be understood. You've stopped defending your past. You let the old version of you die. The one who begged, who explained, who flinched. Now, you stare through people. You let them squirm in your silence. You hold frame like a king guards a throne. Let the world gossip. Let the exes lie. Let the critics bark. You don't respond to barking dogs. You keep building, quietly, ruthlessly, methodically. Until your reality is so fortified, no rumor, no betrayal, no manipulation can breach your gates. You're not cold, you're sovereign. Sovereignty means no one can exile you from yourself. No one can destabilize you with words. You don't chase relationships, you select. You don't follow trends, you build legacy. You don't bend for pressure, you create it. That's the final form, no longer reactive, fully in command. People will try to get a rise out of you. They'll bait you with guilt, shame, silence, and you'll smile, because nothing scares people more than a man who feels everything and still chooses power over reaction. You've become what they fear, composed, detached, dominant. You no longer fight for a seat at their table. You're too busy building your own and making them earn the right to sit near it. That's what happens when you kill the boy, build the weapon, and master the game. You don't become better, you become unreachable. This is the death of dependence, of weakness, of neediness. You are not here to be healed by others. You are your own medicine now. Your focus is a scalpel. Your routine is a religion. Your silence is sacred, and anyone who disrespects your code is removed. You don't hold grudges. You hold records. You let people show you who they are. And once you see it, you act accordingly. No revenge, no drama, just strategic disappearance. Let them wonder why your access vanished. Let them suffer in the presence of your absence. They thought you'd fold, you trained. They thought you'd cry. You calculated. They thought you'd break. You built. You've become a different species now, quietly powerful, internally rich, untouchable, not because you fight, but because you no longer need to. That's what true power is. Not brute force, but the option to use it. You walk softly because you know your fists are iron. You let others talk because you've outgrown the need to be heard. You don't react not because you don't care, but because your energy is too expensive. You'll never be manipulated again because you no longer run on emotions. You run on standards. You don't need closure. You don't need explanations. You have what they fear most, self-sufficiency. You are now the storm they try to prepare for, and most, they're already too late. Comment: I do not kneel, because you are no longer here to prove. You are here to command. If this hit you, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because we are not here to be liked. We are here to become lethal.